What is cracking, everybody? Welcome back to Boo TV. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I thank you for clicking on this video and watching today. Today's topic is about Rachel Nichols. Now, I usually don't do a whole lot of, I don't really do videos that really aren't pertaining to basketball directly. But here we are. People want to talk about it, so we're going to talk about it. Remember, Rachel Nichols used to be a longtime ESPN analyst / sideline reporter who seemed to be overall, pretty favorable, well-liked in the community, between the players, between her comrades, fellow media, the fan base, and the public as a whole. Up until like a year ago, and I'm sure you guys all know about the audio recording that leaked of Rachel Nichols basically saying that, hey, I'm all about the Black Lives Matter and, this movement that ESPN is pushing for, women and people of color. But when it comes to my job, bruh, come on. Basically along those lines. I don't think the video was super incriminating. I think it was blown a little bit out of proportion. But given the society that we live in today, the age we live in today, which she said would be deemed as extremely venomous by most of the SJWs and Twitter and the general public. I can see where the backlash is coming from, but at the same time, what she said wasn't extremely volatile. She probably could have picked her words better. But anyway, recently she was picked up by Showtime, hired by Showtime, and she went on the popular podcast with Maddie Barnes and Stephen Jackson, called All the Smoke. I think it's called All the Smoke. And they sat down with her and they talked about that whole scenario. And we're going to take a listen to the soundbite that I have together. And matter of fact, before I keep talking, let's just do that now. Let's listen to what she got to say in the interview.
And at this time, I was also getting ready to leave for the bubble and went down there, and it was a different set of equipment than I had been using to broadcast at home. So my very first day, I'm there, I'm using the new equipment, and I didn't know that if you leave a particular app running in the background, that the line from my hotel room, looking into my hotel room, to Bristol would stay open. So I thought I was done for the day. I did the things you would do on your first day in a hotel room. I spent hours unpacking, called my husband, talked to my kids, called some friends, called my doctor. And unfortunately, that entire time, nobody back at ESPN told me that there was an open line to my hotel room and anyone who looked at the feed could see me. No one shut it off, decided, oh, she clearly doesn't know she's being watched unpacking or doing all these other things. And at least one person decided to just sit and watch and started spying on me like I was their own personal television show. And when they heard something they thought was juicy, they picked up their cell phone and they started recording my conversation on their cell phone.
A personal conversation?
Yeah. This was a conversation between me and a friend. We talked about a lot of different things. But then he brought up the article that had been in the paper about the lack of opportunities for people of color at ESPN. And we started talking about how my situation may intersect with some of the race and gender history of a network that is, again, well documented, is complicated history with both of those kinds of things and those issues. So we started talking about it, and I want to try to get, if I have it here, exactly what I said, because I think there's a lot of confusion over that, and there's been a lot of bad headlines.
So let's get it clear.
So let's just get it clear.
So
here it is.
Very clear. You got
I called Maria
bitch.
Taylor incredibly talented. Then I said, I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football, she covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you, ESPN, are feeling pressure about your crappy long-time record on diversity, which, by the way, I know personally from the female side, Well, then go for it. Just find it somewhere else. You're not going to find it from me taking my thing away. This is in my contract. This job is in my contract. Things kind of progressed at ESPN. HR did a full investigation into it. They told me that I had done nothing wrong that required any kind of discipline. Then 6 months later, they actually gave me a contract extension and a raise. And they actually elevated Maria in that same period as well. So I thought we had put things behind us. And unfortunately, I think there were still some people who had bad feelings, and they held on to this tape for a year, just kept it in their pocket. And then when there was a point they wanted some leverage with their own situations, they fed it to the press.
Oh, man. So you want to know what I think about Rachel Nichols and this whole entire situation? You want to know my opinion? I'll tell you my opinion. I don't give a fuck. Hell, why should I feel bad about Rachel fucking Nichols? What? You kidding me? Oh, this woman is probably a millionaire, if not something very close to it. I would have to assume she's clearly a millionaire after how long she's been working on the network, living the high life. And you expect me to feel bad for little old Miss Becky that got let go from ESPN like she's not gonna find another job? Boo-hoo, Rachel Nichols. Boo-hoo. Life really sucks right now. Get the fuck out of my face. I don't give a fuck about her or her situation. Best of luck to you, Rachel Nichols. But anyway, that is hilarious. I always wondered how that damn audio, got taken, but it was an app running in the background that she didn't know was still recording her, and it sounds like, if I listened to it correctly, that it actually had visual feed on her as well. Now, if that is the case, if there was optical feed and people were looking at her, they were watching her ass get out the shower. They were watching her ass undress, and this was in the bubble. They was watching her ass undressing, doing all her little private things, little creepy ass motherfuckers. What? And then they caught her talking on the phone. Rachel Nichols, they done got your ass. Listen, I'm sure the bubble was fun for you, right? In hindsight, it sucks that you got recorded, but hey, you got your guts rearranged by Jimmy Butler, right? Yeah, that's all right. I'm sure you had fun there, right? That was a good time. That's a memorable experience. Not many people in this world can say they had their guts rearranged by Jimmy Buckets. He was filling your bucket up, wasn't he? Had your bucket all filled up. Jimmy said, "Give me that bucket, girl. Give me that bucket." Jimmy said, "I'm going to go get that bucket. I'm a bucket getter, Jimmy Buckets." That's why they call me that. And she married. When she get married? I'm assuming she's been married for a while. So she was getting her guts rearranged by Jimmy Buckets while her hoeing ass was married. Rachel Nichols is for the streets. For the streets. And you want me to feel bad for this woman? I don't. I really don't. And look, she already got picked up by Showtime. Here's another thing with these interviews. I find it quite hilarious how all these people that go on these shows, they usually go on the shows with people that they know very well or are dear friends to them, which Maddie Barnes and Steven Jackson are really good friends of Rachel Nichols. So of course she's going to go on their show. And of course they are going to try to paint her in the best picture possible. And of course they're not really going to challenge her at all. Right? They're going to cater to her. They're going to coddle her. And not saying that what she did was super incriminating. Like I said, I think on some degree it was overblown. But I mean, it is what it is. And just like when Ben Simmons went on JJ Redick's podcast, JJ Redick didn't provide any controversy or didn't challenge Ben in any type of way. They're buddies. That's why I don't really like watching those shows where nobody ever gets challenged. Y'all can challenge me all day in the comment section, and we can go back and forth. I love a good debate. I absolutely love it. And when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And when you're right, you're right. And I would say, yo, it's a good point. It's a great point. You have a good point there. I didn't see that. Thanks for telling me. You know what I mean? There's none of that in these interviews when they go on with their friends. But anyway, I don't give a fuck. I don't give two shits about Rachel Nichols. She's made a lot of money in her career. She could retire for the rest of her life and live better than I ever will. Most of us ever will. And now she's picked up by Showtime, and I'm sure she's making pretty good money there too. So, yeah. I don't feel sorry for her. I don't consider her a victim at all. You need to do your research on your apps, bro. And yeah, sure, this person is wrong for spying on her. That's complete invasion of privacy. But hey, it happened, and I don't feel bad for you because I don't think you're as innocent as you try to make yourself out to be, sweetheart. Not at all. Anyway, that's my opinion on it. But you know what? She was pretty decent at her job at ESPN. She wasn't egregious like a lot of these analysts are today, and some of the women are today, really. Don't get me started on that. Oh boy. But anyway, Malika Andrews, I have to do an episode on that. I hate that woman. Oh, hate's a strong word, and I shouldn't hate anybody, but she's egregious. She's a piece of shit. But anyway, Rachel Nichols, good luck in life, but I don't give a fuck if you ever work again. Not my problem. You've made a lot of money. You're going to live just fine, I'm sure. Let me know what you think about it. Go to war in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And we out, baby.